Commissioner, we are now live on YouTube and Facebook. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Welcome to the meeting of the Administrative Operations Committee of the Public Building Commission of Chicago being held today, November 3rd, 2022 at 1 p.m. Today's meeting is being live streamed. Director Sanchez, please call the roll.
Thank you, Chairman Maldonado. Just a reminder to the commissioners, please be sure that you are unmuted when taking a vote. That way we can have that recorded. At other times, if you're not speaking, please be sure to mute your microphone. But for now, for the roll call, make sure it's unmuted. Chairman Maldonado.
Here.
Commissioner Randall.
Here.
Chairman Maldonado, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Director Sanchez. The first item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from the meeting held October 12, 2022. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Okay, motion approved. The next item on the agenda is public participation in accordance with the Open Meetings Act. Registered speakers will be allowed 2 minutes to provide comments and will join the meeting remotely.
Chairman Maldonado, we do not have any registered public participants.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is report by Executive Director Karina Sanchez.
Thank you, Chairman. The PBC invited 25 Class A general contractors to bid on a contract for the Kenwood Academy High School Link and Mechanical Project, which is located at 5015 South Blackstone Avenue. The project consists of a new elevated enclosed pedway connecting the main Kenwood Academy building to the Cantor building. Associated site enhancements include landscaping, parking, and access walkways. The interior scope in the existing school building consists of HVAC improvements of the mechanical units for the athletic wing of the school. The PBC hosted pre-bid and technical review meetings. 2 bids were received earlier today, and we anticipate an award recommendation at our upcoming November board meeting. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Director Sanchez. Is there a motion to accept the report provided by the Executive Director?
I move to accept the report.
The report is accepted. Next item on the agenda is report by Director of Procurement, James Borkman.
Thank you, Chairman Maldonado. Good afternoon, Commissioner Randall. I have a very brief report today. We did not have any task order summaries to present. My only report, as you can see at D1, is the amendment report. We have one amendment for this meeting. It's an amendment to eBuilder Inc., which is our electronic project management system. This is just a 3-year extension through February 1st, 2025, and it would increase the compensation per the agreement by $750,000. That's the only amendment I have.
Thank you, Mr. Okay.
So this is the software that you use to track projects. I'm oversimplifying it, but that's basically what.
That is exactly correct, Commissioner
Right.
Randall. Right. It's used for all of our project management, document-related storage and sharing as well.
Great, thank you. I move to accept the report.
The report is accepted. Next item on the agenda is report by Chief Development Officer Ray Gitteroff.
Good afternoon, Chairman and Commissioners. No change orders to report this period. However, there is one field order to report, and that is field order number 17 for the new salt dome replacement facility. The estimated value for that work is $144,878.58. Our client AIS concurred with PBC to issue the field order. I will describe the work briefly. During the work, and Chairman Maldonado, I wanted to thank you and the Carpenters Union for assisting with safety and quality visits at this project site. It proved to be beneficial for us, so thank you. The work was completed in accordance with the contract documents. Subsequent to completing the work, we collectively noticed that there was settlement occurring around the ring road due to salt stockpile deposits below grade that were not identified previously. Unfortunately, that salt beneath the project ended up causing some settlement. The first thing that we did to ensure that there is no compromise of the structure or the salt dome is create a grid within the salt dome itself to establish the parameters for our review to ensure that the salt dome, the integrity of the salt dome is not impacted. We did that. We also surveyed the salt dome for a period of time to ensure that there's no settlement. I can report happily that there is no settlement. However, the settlement in and around the ring road, which is a pad where the ring road itself allows for proper operations in and around the ring road, was settling. We worked with the engineer of record and our geotechnical engineer to come up with various options and solutions. This solution, being a more permanent solution, included the saw cutting and removal of existing concrete that was poured by the contractor, George Solid, excavation of the existing coarse aggregate sub-base, stockpiling that aggregate, that CA6 for reuse, and then removing the existing unsuitable soils and salt beneath those conditions and removal of the concrete for replacement. In addition to that, we had to fill the voids and that were created by the salt and the excavation under the ring road or ring beam itself and foundation, and grout those conditions so that they're solid and structurally sound. We then had to prepare the sub base, obviously for CA6 placement and compaction, and then importing new concrete in order to resolve the matter. That essentially is the description of work as a result of the salt pockets that, believe it or not, were formed after the work was completed in accordance with the contract documents. And I keep saying that because our first priority is to ensure that the work was performed and the work conforms to the contract documents, and that the design team, that the engineering team, during the planning and design phase, performed its due diligence, or rather their due diligence, to ensure that the work as being designed is appropriate for this project. It's a salt dome. It sits on top of a quote unquote a hill. Everyone is aware of the location at West Grand Avenue. It was an extensive review that required a lot of input. As I mentioned, we even had our partners from the Carpenter Union out there to verify safety related matters and the engineering aspects of the details and the remedial work required in order to mitigate the problem so that there are no future issues of the salt dome. That concludes my report, and if there's any questions, I can respond.
Not a question, just a comment. That's, I think, in my time on the board here, that's the first I've heard this type of issue before. It's very interesting.
Yeah, mine too, Commissioner. It's mine too, and it's a little bit odd, but we have the right people in place to correct the issue.
Good. All right. I move to accept the report.
Report is accepted. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.